What's up, guys? Welcome to a 56 service, and right now we're gonna jump into a game. So put your thinking caps on because this is a new game that we haven't played before, but I hope that you guys like it. Let's go check it out.
What's up, guys? It's Greg here, and I'm inside a virtual Taco Bell. Last week, you saw me eat a really spicy taco. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check out last week's message because let me tell you something. It was no bueno. I cried a little bit. It was so spicy. But the reason why I'm inside this virtual Taco Bell is because for today's game, we're playing Taco Trivia. That's right. We're about to find out how well you know your tacos. So let's get it started. Here's our first question. Where was the taco born? Was it born in Mexico, Puerto Rico, LA, or right here in your hometown? What do you guys think? My money is on LA because honestly, LA has some pretty amazing tacos. Oh, but it was Mexico. The taco was born in Mexico. Here's our next question. On average, how many pounds of beef does Taco Bell serve every year? 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, or 11 billion? Man, my money is on 11 billion because honestly, I eat about 10 billion every single year because I love tacos. But let's find out what the answer is. It was 300 million. How many of you guys got that right? Did you guys think it was 300 million? Guys, that is a lot of taco. Here's our next question. Salsa in Spanish is what? Is it sauce, spice, condiment, or let's dance? Honestly, for this one, I'm going to have to go with let's dance because when I think of salsa, I think of people dancing up and down the floor. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think it is? Do you think it's spice? Maybe salsa? Maybe salsa means sauce? Let's find out. It did mean sauce. Did you guys get that one right? That's crazy. Here is our last question. About how many tacos are consumed in the United States each year? 1.5 million, 5.5 million, 1.5 billion, or 4.5 billion. What do you guys think it is? You think it's A, B, C, or D? It is D. 4.5 billion tacos are consumed in the United States each year. That's insane. Well, I probably eat about 1 billion each year. But that is our game for today. That was Taco Trivia. I hope that you guys had an amazing time. But right now, we're going to jump into our message. And our message is in the new series that we're doing called Big Picture. So let's find out what's happening in the big picture today.
What's up, guys? So now we're gonna jump into week 2 of our new series called Big Picture. But I want to start with a question. What's the biggest loss that you've ever experienced? Maybe it was the loss of a championship game. Maybe you lost $20 while your room was messy. For me, a big loss that I felt is actually what we're going through right now. It's a loss of community, a loss of having people around you. It's almost a loss of freedom. Life sometimes is a series of wins and losses. And we kind of all know that by now, right? That there's going to be good days and bad days. You're going to do well on homework. You're not going to do well on homework. And all in all, you're looking for something stable in the midst of chaos. Well, the reality is that losses are unavoidable. Losses are unavoidable. While we wish we could escape them, the reality is there's probably going to be another loss coming our way eventually. But the losses that Joseph was dealt were out of his control. See, we've been talking about a guy named Joseph and the family that he had to deal with. Now, Joseph was a young sibling in a family with a lot of brothers. And he had this dream that he was going to be better than his brothers. And when he told his brothers this dream, they were not too happy about it. They actually ended up really hating their brother Joseph. And when Joseph came out one day, they basically put Joseph in a hole and just left him there. And then they sold him away to be a servant to other people. And when he was a servant for other people, he got dealt more and more losses. See, Joseph's life was not an easy one. But see, the Bible tells us that while this series of losses were out of Joseph's control, while a lot of things were going wrong, in Genesis 39, verse 2, it says this: the Lord was with Joseph. See, no matter what's going on in our life, we know that God is still with us. And I know that things can get a little crazy, but when things get crazy, all we have to remember is that when you can't see the bigger picture, remember God is with you. When we can't see the bigger picture, remember that God is with you. Now, as I said, life can be a series of wins and losses. But through all the wins and through all the losses, God is still working. He hasn't given up, and he's not going to give up anytime soon. And that we can be confident in who God is, not because of just what he's done, but because of who he is. And so what we need to remind ourselves is the foundation that we want to build our faith upon. And that consists of two things. The first being, believe God is with you. All of it starts with belief. We can see the bigger picture when we have a better and deeper understanding. And that starts with first believing that God is with you. The second is this: look for God's presence. Look for God's presence. Look for how he's working in things. Look in the Bible at how he has worked in things before. Because when we understand what he has done in the past, it helps us understand what he might do in the future. And those two things help build a foundation of understanding who God is, how he is going to work, and helps give us a bigger picture. So here's the thing. I want to ask you one simple question. What's one way I know God is with me? What's one way I know God is with me? Ask yourself that. What's one way you know God is with you? Maybe it's he's working in relationships that were a little rough in our family, but now that we've been in quarantine, we've had to work those relationships out. Maybe it's, I wasn't getting along with my classmates, but now I'm at home and I don't have to deal with that drama anymore. Ask yourselves what's one thing that God is doing right now that is shaping your life, that you might not see on a daily basis, but when we look at it in terms of a week, in terms of a month, there's a bigger picture at play. See, friends, it's easy to only pay attention to the losses that were dealt and not pay attention to how God worked in those losses. But I guarantee you, when we start looking at the bigger picture, we start seeing a bigger God. I can't wait to see you guys next week, and I'll catch you later.